Trendsetter, I got style for you. Ain't seen you at the top, it's been a while for you. Big you up and they look down on you. Take one loss, no one's around for you. I won't stop, no, 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 no. I won't stop, I won't stop. I won't stop, no, 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 no. I won't stop, won't stop. Yeah. I'm so handsome. All in Carmine's with my Benz, I'm so fancy. No romancing. Got my baby and she right, she make you vanish. No time to play, got book dates. Had a plan, only had to wait. Always knew I'd make a way. Send a bill, they send a pay. Keep it real, keep the record straight. Keep it real, no time to fake. All authentic in my own lane. I am me till I'm in the grave. Trendsetter, I got style for you. Ain't seen you at the top, it's been a while for you. Big you up and they look down on you. Take one loss, no one's around for you. I won't stop, no, 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 no. I won't stop, I won't stop. I won't stop, no, 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 no. I won't stop, I won't stop. Ooh, never panic. Get a worry, send it up and then it vanish. Yeah, I can't stand it. Out of all the way you move and see you scrambling. On offense, no defense. Still strong, no weakness. Used to say I wouldn't beat this. Now they wish they could beat this. Tables set, now tables turn. Guys playing, don't say a word. Know the price, cause I know my worth. My time, get what I deserve. Trendsetter, I got style for you. Ain't seen you at the top, it's been a while for you. Big you up and they look down on you. Take one loss, no one's around for you. I won't stop, no, 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 no. I won't stop, I won't stop. I won't stop, no, 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 no. I won't stop, I won't stop.
The market crashed on me, but that's not my last, homie. It ain't over for me. It ain't over for me. The market crashed on me, but that's not my last, homie. Only one logical thing to do. Don't trip by the dip, 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 by the dip. Don't trip by the dip, 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 by the dip. Don't trip by the dip. Get my chips and dip. Huddle coins and watch me flip. In and out, I'm stacking pips. Market look embarrassed by the dip, 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 by the dip. Don't trip. Sour cream and onion dip. Scoop it with some ruffle chips. Sink 'em like Titanic ship. Bartender, here's a tip. Crypto face is the truth. He can even show you proof. This is market cipher school. Rory made you say, ooh, wish I had one too. Making plays on Tradingview. Waiting on a blue triangle. I just call it Blue's Clues. Portfolio diversified. Keep my balance classified. Scared to look, you terrified. But when you did, you almost died. All good before you went to sleep. Woke up to a surprise. Couldn't believe your eyes. Where the hell did your money go? You like, oh my God, what the fuck happened? Bitcoin dumping in my sleep. Woke up to a market sweep. That's the reason I don't sleep. Keep my eyes on the prize. Bought some Hex and Cardano. Fear of missing out. FOMO, that's a no-no. Yeah, I know, bro, but I still do the shit. I'm just trying to hit a lick, so I think I just might buy the dip, 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 buy the dip. Don't trip, buy the dip, 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 buy the dip. Don't trip, buy the dip. Get my chips and dip. Huddle coins and watch me flip. In and out, I'm stacking pips. Market look embarrassed. Buy the dip, 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 buy the dip. Don't trip. The market crashed on me, but it's not my ass, homie. Time to rise up out the flames like a motherfucking phoenix. Flying high in the sky, and I motherfucking mean it. Put it all on the house, I can't help it cause I'm greedy. Got a family, gotta feed it. All my followers, man, they need me. We can all get rich together, talk about financial freedom. BTC, ETH, XRP, that's a threesome. Three-way. Blockchain tokens got your boy really eating. Cryptocurrency is a gift from God. All praises to the Most High. Help me beat the odds, playing smart so I don't get wrecked like you pencil next. Way a crew, call me Spider-Man, the way I spider line. Until we position, then I exit trades right on time. Might tell you a secret, but but I'll never drop a dime. Favorite pastime, sitting back, watching candles climb. If they go the other
Good morning all. Hope everyone is well. Hope everyone is good. Yes, sir. Happy Tuesday to all. And yeah, let's get it. Let's see what we have on the menu today and take it from there as always. Let me see how all systems go. Everything looks like it is working. And yeah, good morning. Let's go. So, looking at the calendar here, pretty clean to be honest. A London session, bit of Euro news at 1 p.m. but that's not really before London or during London. It's kind of an hour after London, so plenty of time to there. We had CPI at 9 a.m. Would like to see what happened there. Yep, same. So it's good. It's staying above 2% is what they want to see. But since it came out the same, nothing really drastic reaction from the charts. That's pretty much it, to be honest. We have a little German Booba president speaking at 8 p.m. It's to do with the bank though. And yeah, the main one is tomorrow, man. Annual budget and GBP CPI. That's the main one. So we're going to see what happens with that. They're expecting inflation to come down from 3% to 2.9, small reduction with keeping rates a little bit higher, right? So let's see what ends up happening. Now, for the analysis on the daily time frame here, we can see daily has pushed pretty nicely in NY session, closing again. Yesterday we had space to the daily resistance. Today we're closing at the daily resistance. So tapped 195 key level, seeing rejection from there. 4-hour time frame closing bearish, back inside the range here as well. So we are mixed bias session here. We could definitely see sell start to play out back below these lows here into the daily resistance. You know, problem is that the 15-minute is a little bit lower here. We're quite far from that. If we were to measure, it's like that's only 10 pips actually. Hey, it's not that far. But then we have a 20 pip range. It's not that bad. So I probably leave sells 8 pips. 1 hour I'm guessing is higher. Let's see if it's all the same. Yeah, it's basically the same. Wonder if we could trade from here to here. It's tight, but it might be an option if we get a nice setup, at least to get break even by here and push through. Now for the buys today, I think the buys are only going to make sense above daily resistance. I'm not really seeing any buys before daily resistance unless we create some sort of consolidation phase. Yeah, we're very close to this previous resistance. What is that, like 5 pips? Yeah, 5.5. Yeah, above daily resistance, pretty clean though. Check this out. This is like what, 22? Yeah, that's clean. Yeah, I like buys above daily resistance inside this range. Unless more information forms, I'm not too interested in taking a trade inside this range. So yeah, possibly selling below here. If not, then looking for buys back above daily resistance. Have quite a bit of room. So that's what I'm going to be looking for now. The sells, I feel more comfortable below here. This doesn't look bearish. We are in a very nice uptrend here. So I'm not going to force sells here. I need a perfect setup to sell this early one. Ideally, the second one will be a little bit safer. But, you know, higher time frame here, a little bit more upside postured. This 4-hour could make a higher low and start to continue up. We do have a higher high on the 4-hour. So we broke structure on the 4-hour. This could be the pullback to continue bullish, right? Pullback, continue bullish, definitely a possibility. So I do want to stay on that kind of consensus there. So looking at gold here, start off on daily time frame, we can see previous daily still continue to close bearish here. We're not breaking that original bearish candle, the big bearish candle low yet. We have not broke that yet. We're still respecting it. 4-hour time frame closing bullish. We have made a lower high and lower low on the 4-hour now successfully. This can easily flip and make another lower high. We could end up continuing down. 1-hour time frame at the moment is kind of creating, it is a mixed bias session here, but with low high, lower low, you know, it does make sense as well for sells here. I would say looking below this 15, I guess, would not be a bad idea for sells. So my sell plan is going to be below this 15, fill this 4-hour range. 1 hour looks good below there as well. 30 looks good below there as well. Yeah, basically look how clean that is on 5 as well. So that's my plan for sells. Sells below basically 15 key level first. We need to close below. There's a potential I can trade before that. But we're going to see. We're going to see how price action forms. Now for buys. I don't think buys make sense until we get back above this previous 4-hour support. Basically back into this range. You know, back above here, we can look for buys, see what the 1 hour says. Yeah, that'll be above 1 hour resistance. If this closes bearish, 30-minute will have room. This is what I'll look for. That's the plan for gold, actually. Gold, straightforward plan I have today, nothing too complex. And yeah, let's go ahead and look at DAX here, last pair of the day. DAX yesterday failed to give its continuation further up here. We just faked out and just continued down for the rest of the day. So that's going to leave us with a bearish daily candle close here. Not the strongest, but nevertheless is bearish. Liquidity grab towards the upside. If we're looking at 4-hour time frames, we also do have a bearish 4-hour candle. We are very close to 4-hour support. Target for today will be 4-hour support until proven otherwise, right? Until we get below. So with a bearish buy session today, sells are going to make sense. We don't have much selling range though. We do have a lot more buying range than selling range. But what we could see is something very similar to yesterday, where we see literally a push up to fill some of this range. I want to mark this previous 4 just to have it. We can push up through this range, retest maybe the previous 4-hour, reject, and then we can look for sells from there. Breakout sells at the lows is a possibility, but we want to hopefully grab liquidity. I mean, it's just more aggressive. See how much room we have. It might not be that bad. I think it's at least 20 points. 15. Actually, no, I drew it wrong. See with the close. Yeah, 20 points. It's enough, but you know, we'll need good stop loss, right? But we could always use the 4-hour support as break even. And that's it. So moves up, I'd actually look for a move back down on the move back up. Kind of the exact trade we took on Friday I'd be looking for. Now buys today, maybe counter trend buys back above, counter bias buys as well, back above 22,878. That's where I'm going to probably plan for buys if it was to happen. But obviously with bias, I want to follow bias. But although daily candle, pretty doji, you know, not the strongest close, but we have the liquidity grab, not from the downside, from the upside. So that definitely does play some weight into my analysis here. But that's the overall plan, overall analysis. And yeah, ready for today now. Know what I'm looking for. And yeah, let's get it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the plan. Hopefully you guys understood it. If you did, leave a like on the stream. 300 of us in here. Let's get the likes up to 150. I would appreciate that. And let's kickstart our day here. Let's kickstart our day. Sweet. I don't know why price action looks a little bit different today. For me, it looks normal. Hi, I just passed the funded account. Any advice? If you're past the verification stage, then you know, no need to go aggressive, right? Just take good trades, choose good options. If it's a big funded account, you can even risk 0.5% because you're funded now, right? Money is money. You literally can risk the dollar amount you're happy with. Protect your account, build at least a 1% buffer. That's always a good idea. But that's it. Remember, you can, one mistake, right? One bad mistake and you can be back to square one again, right? That's how funded, there's no second chances on funded accounts. No second chances. One mistake and you can be back to square one. Rules are so strict for Germans. That's okay. You're used to it, no? Anyone have gaps that looks like this? So many gaps first time. What time frame is this? 1 minute? 5 minutes? Let me see my 5. But 1 minute is normal to look like that sometimes. Yeah, mine's gappy, but not as much as you, but has a lot of gaps, yeah. 1 minute to look like that, you should see, yeah, look at 1 minute, bro. Check 1 minute. Check 1 minute, Bram. See 1 minute, bro. 1 minute's a disaster. It's normal, it's normal. And I know it's normal, you know why? Because I get the biggest headaches from people in Piplabs who go on 1 minute and they say, your data feed is broken, it's broken, trust her. And then we're like, oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm like, guys, can you relax? It's not broken. Really, this is coming from broker. Check your broker. My broker doesn't look like this. I've not seen it. It's like, give me a refund. It's like, come on. So, you know, relax, Peter, relax. So yeah, it's normal. It's just lack of volume. It's very, very normal. What do you think about skipping the part of passing the funded? Guy went to school with, does passing with bots. Once profitable on live accounts, he would reduce the stress of passing challenge. Better trade. What you think? I think it's useless if you're not profitable, because you need to be profitable first, right? So passing the challenge will prove at least form of discipline and profitability, because what's the point of having a challenge when it's passed for you and then you just fail and not get a payout? It doesn't make any sense. The whole stress of passing the challenge should be proving yourself that you're profitable without spending too much money. Second thing, in these guys who pass using bots, they're normally using prop firms that allow that, knowing that the client will either be, if the client does well, they will deny a payout. Most of these prop firms who accept the bots and passing services, it's all an inside job, and they just end up never paying you out. You have to remember, at the end of the day, the final call comes from the prop firm. They could simply send you a message, and in the contract you sign with the prop firm, they can send you a message saying, due to our risk management tolerance and your lack of use of risk management, we are unable to pay you out. Now, if you're someone who's going to make a big deal about it, they maybe just give you 50% and terminate your account. Because what they do is, a lot of prop firms, if they see you're a competent trader and, you know, especially they can prove you passed with a bot, what they'll do is they will, let's say to avoid conflict online, they'll pay you out $5,000, but then they'll still take away your account. You know? And then you probably won't be able to open another one with them. So most of it's a useless service. So my question is, this is my question, okay? And I want to ask you this seriously. And this is where logic needs to make sense. How much percent do you need a bot to pass an account? Right? You need 15%. If they had a bot that is made specifically, by the way, they're using HFT bots, right? Which are kind of like gamble. So they charge you basically double the challenge, right? You pay 500 for a challenge, 500 for a passing service. So obviously if a bot can make 15%, why wouldn't they just pass a 200k and make 15% on a 200k. That is like 25k, 30k dollars. Wouldn't that be better than someone paying them $1,000 extra if they just pass the account and let the bot run on that account? Doesn't that bring some alarms? They won't have to sell to anyone. They won't have to do anything. They would just need to let their bot run on the account. But when you're live and the account is running live, it won't be allowed. So the prop firms know that. That's why they allow them to pass using that, because they know when the users start trading, that's where the issue comes. So guess what? You lose the account, you lose the $500,000 you spent to the guy, you lose to you lose to all of that. I was wondering, seems for sure I ask him before I invest, only considering as I know him in real life. Yeah, it's fine. That's obviously your personal choice. But my point is, if you want to receive payouts from them consistently, then you need to be careful about that, because that's one way they can deny you a payout. So what I would do is I would probably, first of all, what prop firm is he doing it on? That will tell me all the alarms. Does big companies like FTMO on 5% also do that? They don't allow you. Oh man, yeah, Nova Funding is the like the number one, bro. The number one to it's like a whole scheme, bro. It's a whole scheme. Like, look, it's up to you. You pay the money and you learn the lesson the hard way, or you can, you know, believe what I have to say. But I'm telling you the truth. Max, you're getting one payout, and depends on the size of the payout. Max. And then that's it, your account's gone. But it's very well known, man. Just type in that. You can just type and see the Reddit forums as well. Is it the same for FTMO and 5%ers? 5%ers won't allow you to pass the challenge with a HFT bot. High frequency trading bot. Like a super high frequency trading bot. Can we close the partials in Piplabs backtesting? I couldn't find the option while using demo. Yeah, it's very clear option. It's very clear option. If you can't find it, you just need to check a little bit more. You just press start, of course. I'm gonna show you where it is. Say you take a trade. Problem is we have to set up a trade. So once you take a trade, then all you have to do is there's a little box here on the side. Once you press the little box here, you'll be able to control that. And that's it. It's like a snipping tool, you know? Oh man, I changed my time zone. Look, GMT 1994. Let me do that again. Okay, there we go. You can see the news, new news is uploaded, by the way, guys. You have a full news feed now, clean one with all the news events, and we put them as with red, green, blah blah blah, just for your information. But let's say you take a trade and you're in a trade, so let's get triggered in this trade. Okay, let's take this trade. Okay, now you're in this trade. You go to trade feed, you see this scissor tool. You can use the scissor tool, you see? You can cut how much? 35%, 40%, 50% of your position. That's it, man. Very simple, straightforward. Is that for all pairs? Yeah, but depends on date. Some dates, like recent dates, it's hard. You know, 2020, late 2020, 2025 data, late 2024, but it is on all pairs. We still haven't found a news provider who can provide us good, consistent news. Because we need someone to give us access to like an API. What do I mean by an API? Where we can directly connect our server to their server. Whenever news is uploaded, it's uploaded to our server. Right now we're doing it manually, meaning that we have to go scrape and upload to server. We asked Forex Factory, but they're ridiculous pricing. They're ridiculous pricing. They're like saying like, you know, 20k a year or whatever. We know Financial Juice as well. Financial Juice has the API because they have a Discord bot as well. So that Discord bot has to be connected via API. But we'll find. Gold rejecting, coming back towards that previous 4-hour support. I actually liked the sells today. That was looking quite nice. I was actually waiting. I was hoping for that one. We were close to it. We have created nice structure. We had an amazing range. Check this range. Even on 5, it's just pristine, clean range. What about gold setup 2? Gold setup 2 I don't like because it's too close to resistance. Have you ever traded, would you ever consider trading Nikkei 225 during Asian session? I don't trade Asian, so no, I won't. I mean, we do have nice clean range above, at least until 22s. 30-minute would close nice. 1 hour would be very interesting close, basically a setup 3. I mean, if you got the next candle closing bearish and the next one close above, would be very interesting. Are we ready for DAX counter trend? I don't know what you mean by that. Ready in terms of what? Price or what? What's your biggest reason for not trading Asian session? I value sleep. Setup 2 is coming? Definitely not, brother. Definitely not. Definitely not. 150% not. Definitely not. Just a big candle. You need to stop FOMO thinking your entries, bro. Every time the candle pushes big, you FOMO think. That's something I noticed. Anytime you have a big candle in your direction, you start FOMO entering. It's really bad like that. You want good closes. This is not even close to counter trend. Counter trend gonna be somewhere up here, man. Full counter bias. Look at that 4-hour close. You need good structure to form. We can also counter bias if price changes structure here. You need to trade with probabilities, you know. But remember, if a big candle looks something like this, don't let that excite you too much. Counter bias, right? Remember, this is counter bias. The first candle closing doesn't necessarily mean that's it, I switch bias. You know what I mean? It's just one candle. In 20 minutes, this shit could be down here. You don't, you know, you're going against what higher time frame is telling you. It's basically like you see a road at night. The road you're driving on is perfect. It looks clean. But all the people around you are telling you, don't drive down this road, it's very dangerous. But when you're driving, you see it's clean, there's no obstacles on that road. So you continue driving down that road. But all of the guys, the locals have told you, don't drive down this road. But you ignore it. So you don't know, right? You don't know what's happening. That's the point. Whereas when you trade with a plan, you know exactly. It's driving on a clean road during the day. I'm seeing move from DAX for the third time, huge push up before closing below at lows. What do you mean before closing below at lows, and in what context? What happens if you don't listen to the locals and go down the road? Well, that's what you'll find out, right? Try it. It's a journey. Yes. How aggressive would be taking gold 1 hour setup with hard BE at key level? Yeah, 40 pip stop loss. If you believe that gold has a 40 pip move here, then it wouldn't be aggressive. You're looking for a wick fill. You have to run 1 hour stops though. It's the only way it makes sense on a 1 hour. Remember, setup 3 is an impulsive entry as well. So you need momentum. So as long as you believe that gold is... See, if gold was more of a bullish bias, I would believe that it was going to go up today, right? But today, if you look at price action, so you're basically saying that you expect price to push up to these highs today. You know? More setup 2 as well. Yeah, but remember, we're below the previous 4 hour support. You know? So it would be a riskier trying to take it below the previous 4 hour support. But with this bottom wick, it helps, definitely helps. You just have to be bullish today, that's it. If you're set on the buys today, that's the way it will work for sure. You see what I mean? But for me, it's like I do see the options of sells today as well. So I'm not fully convinced on the buys. I'm fully convinced on the buys, it makes sense. Hi, I reached 200 subs in this YouTube Shorts channel trying to create AI content, not the topic of trading, but just sharing. I have no one to share. Feels good. Amazing work, man. Congrats. That's it. Slow and steady wins the race. Past that 3 figures. So now if we get resistance from here, we can start to take sells. This is looking good for sells because we're moving up aggressively to take sells back down. S5 or S2? Well, remember what we did on Friday. It was S2 and then S5 on a 5 minute. That's ideally what you want. It's the same move as Friday. It's the same move as Friday. This push before the session, you know. One minute set of 5 sells? Is there? No, not yet. Wow, check this out. That's definitely sketch, huh? Definitely have our CR7 here. Well, on 1 minute we have CR100. Only way we get the buys is now if we make a change of structure. What lot size do you use on German 40 in comparison to gold? Changes per trade, but you have to remember all lot size on DAX is based off, is like 10x what normally happens. So like a 1 lot on DAX would be 10, right? So I do not know that. Well, it depends on your broker, huh? You have to check your broker, guys. You have to check your broker. Like on my broker, I don't know for you guys. How many people have that? How many people have that? Where on your broker it's 10x? I'm sure a lot of people have that, but there'll be some who don't. Because for me, a 1 lot on DAX is like a 0.1 lot. Harry, if I have $30, what lot size should I use when trading on gold? Is it going to blow the account if it's oversized? Yes. I think you need to remove that $30 and just practice on demo. If you're gonna use $30, maybe find I've heard there is something called a micro account. There is a micro lot account. You can pop smaller than 0.01. But you know, your goal is not to make money with that money, right? It's 30 bucks. With 30 bucks, your goal is not to make money. You know, you're just gonna gamble it to make money. With 30 bucks, your goal is to learn the skill, right? So just use the minimum risk cent account. There we go. That's what it's called. Yes. Right? You can use a cent account for practice, but your goal is not to make money on a cent account, huh? Yeah. No, you can't really buy here with all this resistance, right? Very important. You can't buy through here with this resistance. Yep. I like your guys are sticking to bias. It's very good to stick to bias long term. Yep. When you write LB, what do you mean by LB? What's LB from the highs? Lobster? That's valid. Liquidity grab? Ah. Is this level right? Yeah, it would count. As a previous daily. My trading view is bugged. Doing drawings are visible in my head. Anyone got a fix? Refresh the page. Simple plan. I would say you can plan to also buy in this range from here back up as well. Just to add a little bit more in-depth plan. We might get to our buying zone here on GJ, huh? And we might get my plan for buys on gold as well. This candle closed bearish, next one close above, looks good as well. Harry, but so many people are doing challenge, they sell from $30 flipping to $1,000. Try it, tell me how you succeed. How many $30 you will blow. Try it, see what happens. That's not trading, that's gambling. Have you seen how many people go into the casino and do the same? You know? It's possible, but you need to get all trades right. And full margin every trade. There's no risk management. You are full margining every trade. Can you show us our GJ chart? Yeah, of course, man. Do you have a written number of the profit you want to make per month? No, I don't, because it will either limit you or force you. It's always a bad thing, because let's say you put a profit target of $10,000 and you make $10,000, but that month, if you just kept following the plan, taking good trades, you could have made $15,000. Let's say that month you're at $3,000 and you're trying to force $15,000 or $10,000. Now you're starting to take bad trades to try reach the $10,000. So that's it. You just have to follow. How do I check the number of pips using measure tool? On gold, you take this number and times it by 10. Right? So it's 18 pips. Would you enter 90 lots with your strategy? It's not about my strategy, it's about my mentality. 90 lots with like what size stop loss? 10 pip stop loss is already $9,000. I would, but it's like it's a gamble on what I've been doing. Because I'm going basically full margin. But I'm not, I trust the strategy to do that. It's just more, you know, 2 losses in a row is 18K. It starts to get heavy, you know, it starts to get heavy. Maybe some news was set here. This is a very strange move, huh? Straight up. Very out of the ordinary, especially counter bias. I've never seen that happen. Only time I saw it happen on Friday, but we just ended up continuing down on Friday. This was Friday's move. So we pushed up again very heavily. So it's pretty similar. It's just a little bit bigger than Friday's one. So still the plan can... Actually, it's the exact same scenario, guys. We push back into the previous range. Look at this. Push back into the previous range. Heavy push here. And then we close back outside the range. So if this candle closes back like this, that's the selling option. Same trade as Friday. Very interesting, actually. We're going to see in 12 minutes. Very, very, very interesting. We just need that 5-minute change of structure. So hopefully 2 candles or 1 candle close bullish and then we close below. Harry, $30 on a swap-free account can do wonders, my boy. It's not going to be life-changing, though. You know, it's not going to be life-changing. That's my point. Like, if you're trying to trade $30 to be life-changing, it's not. You know, like, you're going to be risking heavy amounts. Like, even like what you said, risking $10 maximum. You lose 3 trades in a row, that's the whole account gone. You understand? So... you know, you try to focus on proper risk. So Harry, I have a plan for funded account. I want your opinion. If I'm at 4% profit made by 1% risk, I want to risk 2%. If I win, then I do the same next trade. If not, I continue with 1%. Yes, but then it starts to fluctuate too much because now you keep changing and churning. So what I mean by that is, like, why not just keep a fixed 1.5% risk? That would just average it out. Because let's say you risk 2%. And the next trade, when you risk 2%, you lose. Now you're back to 2%. You're risking 1% again. You make 4% again by winning another 2 trades in a row. And then again, you go 2%. It's just you're waiting for that time you get lucky with the 2%. If you just hit the 1.5 every single time, it doesn't matter. It will stop you from hesitating as well. Because maybe you hesitate to go the 2%. So fix it. There's a free risk management course. Yes, that is why I made the risk management course free, because it's such an important topic. It's literally here on my website next to the join button to the exclusive group. It's free. That's why I did it. Alright, what's a thunderstorm? It is basically a setup 3 on the 5-minute with a setup 1 on the 15. That's it. Simple as that. So you just have like a 15-minute setup 1, and then on the 5-minute, you have a setup 3. It just has a funny name because the day I took that trade, it's actually not even a setup. It's just like a 15-minute setup 1 with more confirmation. But the time I took that trade, the minute we entered the trade, and it started to go in profit, like it had a big push, and when it had a big push, outside was a thunderstorm was happening, and the thunderstorm sound happened. So from then on, we called it the thunderstorm. Became a name. Look at these gold original plan for sells might come through here as well, guys. Is that when Dubai flood happened? No, that was just another time. The Dubai flood happened in April. That was actually, the thunderstorm was 2 years ago. So a year before the flood. It was pretty crazy, that flood, yeah, I do remember it. Stuck at home for a while. Would it make sense if this 15 closed bearish, but not below the orange line, since it crossed through twice on DAX? Depends on how it closes, right? We do want it back out the range. We want the same trade as we took here, because we just want to back out the range. You can see it's finding support right there. Look, if you draw the line properly, it's finding support right there. Alright, April 2 will be the day of the US tariff will be effective. Any forecasting about that day? What is the expectations? It's all already going to be priced in, so I won't worry about it. Whenever something has a set date, it's already priced in. So it's normally like buy the rumor, sell the news type events. So leading up to that, markets will normally price everything in. I hope this doesn't eat our LTA. We have no 5-minute structure. We have a fat 15-minute candle. Now, it's not bad. Our selling range is 45 pips. We could technically still sell this, but I would love to see the next. Here is where a thunderstorm would be in clutch, right? Next 5-minute candle close weak bullish, give us a thunderstorm. Needs to chill. Yeah, this is a very heavy candle coming here right now. Very heavy. If not, we need setup 3 or something. DAX is creating exactly, maybe if this 5-minute can close bullish in a minute, then the next one close below. Looks solid to me, looks solid to me. Just give me a sec, gonna go toilet, come back, guys. Looks like gold pushed down too far. Would like a thunderstorm here would be great, which it's kind of forming. It is forming. We do have bigger stop loss, but we're gonna see. It's even a possibility doesn't close below. You know, look at this. Look at this rejection. You know, we just have to wait. 2 minutes, 3 minutes till close. Look at this, almost closing above the resistance here. See what GJ is doing so far. GJ's looks a bit cooked until it leaves this range. So it's kind of focused on DAX and gold. DAX actually flipped bullish here. This is very interesting price action. There's nothing fundamental. What's happening here? 1122. $600 viewers giveaway is coming. It already happened. We reached 600. Next goal is 700. So we need to re-reach 600. So if you guys enjoying the value on the stream, make sure to leave a subscribe. Subscribe is more important to a like because I want you guys showing up daily so you can see the process happen on a day-to-day basis. Very important. It did grab some liquidity on this current candle. Just saying. What do you think about good journal? What do you mean good journal? What's a good journal? You mean having a good journal? Yeah, I really believe in journals. I think, you know, journaling your trades is very important. Doesn't need to be too complicated. You know, I journal my trades. I think journaling your trades is great, man. I definitely do it for sure. Everyone should be. What's making a good journal? There's Notion. Someone shared a good Notion template here. There's paid journals as well. You can copy mine. Mine is a nice one, basic one. You know, you can just go file, make a copy. Just make, you know, change the YouTube link to maybe notes, like add your own notes, you know? So change this to, you know, what variable to put in? What do you mean what variable to put in? You're journaling, right? Title's the same. Yeah, it would be the same, right? Because it's already tracking. The setups are there already for you. Entry timeframes are there. Setups are there for you. That's it. Then obviously if you don't follow the setup properly, you're going to put that in notes. How's it going, champ? Are you still in loss or did you manage to break even? On what? I wasn't in a position. Troll. How did gold close? So it closed below this support, but not below the support we wanted. This is not a thunderstorm. This is a strong bullish 5-minute candle close. 30-minute closed above the support here. I really would like one more 15 or potentially something to happen on the 5 where we could enter, but I need to see. It's good to take setup 1 on 5-minute. No, definitely not. Only in like very, very high volume times with 1 hour confirmation and stuff. What do you think about AI like ChatGPT can analyze the chart so people newbie can trade? Probably it's not there yet for sure. It can just tell you basic things, right? But those basic things can be very easily learned. Also, it will speak in a context that is not long. It will speak in a context of more mid-term, not short-term time frame. Like intraday trading, it will speak more about, you know, it'll also speak a context of both options. It will be smart in the way it words it. GJ sells. I do have a sell plan on GJ. I'm looking for sells probably below this range here would be better. It's a bit tight here, too many rejections I'm seeing, but it is possible below here. It will actually depend on this. I don't like the way the 1 hour is closing there as well. To sell below here. Yeah, so probably I wanted to leave the range if I'm being honest. We have nice structure here if price is going to fail. I do think that DAX maybe does want to test the 4 hour. It makes sense for it to test the 4 hour. Only has like what? 8 points only? 8 points to the 4 hour? In GJ backtesting, I found GJ pushing heavy without the bottom wick, first entry, 5-minute close. Do you also follow same, or must wick must in your plan? 5-minute is not an entry unless I have 15-minute confirmations or stuff like this. Now, you know, this is always a big debate. This is always a big debate, and a lot of people ask me, what is the importance of a opposite candle wick before taking an entry, right? So the importance of having, let's say in this scenario, if I'm looking for sells, a top wick is a top wick will act like a rubber band, giving you that like spring back down. Not only that, it stops the opportunity of price doing what? You entering a trade without the top wick, it goes down, grabs liquidity from the downside, and then flips bullish and goes straight towards your stop loss, or just holds you in drawdown. That time in drawdown could end up the candle closing bullish, and then you get caught in a fake out. So when you have a top wick, let's say before in this scenario entering a sell, that top wick acts as like a liquidity grab plus basically a spring to give you that extra confirmation, that extra push down. It increases probabilities by a lot. You know, it's just really important. Harry always has a rubber band in the desk. It's the best example. It's the best example. You want to see how much people like it? Like, it's the people love that example. I can show you this. Let me show you 1 second. I'll show you something crazy. Check this out. And I can get this information. Let's go engagement. All right, so here's this week's video. Okay, this is this week's video. So look at this spike. You can see here, this is how viewers watch the video, right? How much % of viewers watch the video. There's a spike here. Should we see what happens at this spike? Should we see what happens at this spike? Let's play the video. If you watch my camera, let me make this bigger so you guys can see. Right, so there's a spike here. People are getting interested. Why are they getting interested? What's happening? Watch my camera, okay? Well, I'm just going to show you on YouTube so we can see it bigger. But look, 708, okay? 708, there's a spike in retention. Why do we have a spike in retention in 708? Let's go see what happens at 708. Watch my camera. Rubber band. You see? So it's like a good example people like to visualize with. So I always use it as much as possible. I use it as much as possible because it's what people like to visualize with. That's why it's like one of my most popular videos. It's one of my most popular videos. You know? What about the size of the wick? What does it mean? I mean, a longer top wick before flipping, just giving you even more confirmation, right? Because if price has had to go all the way up, and let's say you're looking for sells, and then puts you in the sells, it has no reason then to go all the way up again, right? It's done it. The magnet too, yeah, the magnet was pretty good as well. But yeah, how many views did that video get? It got like millions of views, that video. I think almost 3 million. Mashallah, it's great. So what is gold doing? 7 minutes for this. We could have a nice little candle close bearish here. We could even have a setup 3 form. It's possible here as well. Imagine drawdown on screen plus rubber band, 1,000 viewers easy. Yeah, for sure. I wonder if this 5 minute setup 2 here would make sense as well. It's a little bit more aggressive. We do have the wick fill here on a 30. I could try this actually. I could try this. It's not crazy. It's not crazy. Put stop loss above that high. As long as it closed below 15, well, I would rely on this candle closing below the 15. That's what I'd have to rely on. And I'm just basically trying to rely on a wick fill. So I would have to rely on all of this, what's happening here. So that's why it's a little bit more aggressive. But now you have a little bit more confirmation because 5 minute has also made a lower high now. 5 minutes has also made a lower high. So let's see how that ends up forming. I prefer to close below this 15 here as well. Oh man, it's pushing really deep very fast here. We don't have much range now. 5-6 pips, it's a bit formal. Best is to wait for the 15-minute close in only 5 minutes here. I think that's gonna be best right now. 5 minutes for the 15 close. I'm not gonna take a sell right at support here. It's just gonna be FOMO. But what I can do is I can wait and no bottom wick here and no top wick. So it's tough. Definitely gonna wait for the 15. 15 looks a lot better. Give you more confirmation, especially if it closes deeper. We actually wanted to close below this 5 support would be good. We're not low on range, right? We have a lot of range down here. 49 pips to the 5-minute range lows, and then to the 15 from, let's say, break of lows, we have a 39 pip range. So I'm not worried about range. I took sell at the 30-minute top wick. Yeah, I took a sell. I took a sell right here. I was able to take a sell right here at 3057435. Basically, I actually called the top here. I closed partials here, then I caught another sell right here as well at this wick here at 3047390, and then I held this down and then I closed here at the lows. And that's it. Good timing, you know, good timing. So some pretty nice sells been capitalizing on gold. Alright, now we need price to chill around here. This is where we need price to chill. This will give us nice 15-minute setup. Nice 15-minute setup right here. Chill, chill, chill. How's the weekend? All good, brother. Yourself? Needed to chill around here for just 3 minutes. 1 minute is very dump, so we just needed to, it probably could come back, retest this 1 minute structure though. You trying to be funny, my friend? No. Looking to take Asia lows. I'm looking to fill some of this clean range that we have. Why would I try to be funny if you're making profits, man? That's really good. If someone's making profits, I am happy, because that is what most people are not doing in this market. So it would give me some relief. As long as you followed your plan, followed rules, took a trade based on your plan, I'm very happy. If you're doing random shit, then I'm not happy. When can we stream CS? Soon, brother, soon. We will stream CS, don't worry. We actually will. I'll probably announce it. Stop loss a wick or body? I think we can get away with body, man. Today, I think we can get away with body. I don't see... if we're coming to break this wick, I mean, I think it will be wrong once we break the body anyways. I would be very surprised at a retest all the way up to here. Next candle would be good if we had the bigger the top wick on the next candle, the better it's gonna be. Is the game Counter-Strike? Yes, it's Counter-Strike. Yes, it's Counter-Strike. The bigger the top wick on the next candle, the better. Did 5 close below? It did close below. Here the top wick is coming through. Yeah, I'm gonna give it a shot. Break of low. Stop loss will be above the 5 minute here. I don't think I can run a smaller stop loss at the moment. Depends on this top wick. If we make a very steep top wick, probably can. If we make a top wick retesting this 15, I probably will run current candle top wick. That will be fine. I'll be very surprised to see it retest 15, flip, break low, and then boom, come back up to retest high. I'd be very, very, very surprised at that, to be honest. Well, the SLB, same place where I mentioned. I didn't change it. I kept it the same. 5-minute candle closes in 1 minute 42 seconds, so still has time. Might even close like a thunderstorm. I'm tempted to put stop loss above key level 15 here, a little bit less. I think I might run that. I really don't see it. If it's coming back up above this 15, it's done anyways. It's done after coming above this. So above key level 15 could work here. I'm just gonna wait for top wick on the 5-minute candle first, so I'm gonna delete my row to see that the next 5 minute has a top wick. Alright, I do have a top wick there. Alright. Took that. I will run the stop above 15. Gonna look at these previous 5-minute levels here to see what's happening. We do need some volume here. I expect this move to move down pretty fast. If it doesn't, I will be aggressive managing. My broker didn't break low. That's interesting. If your broker hasn't broke low, then you're safe. You're safe, you're safe. The level I'm watching here, I'm going to be aggressive with this trade in terms of management because I expect this trade to break low and start to push quickly, fill this LTA. If it doesn't, and we don't respect this resistance here, I'm just going to manage, and that's the power I have. I can give myself this shot, you know, definitely does make sense. 5-minute structure is there, but we need the volume. If I'm not seeing the volume, I'm not going to trust this trade. I'm not going to trust this trade if I don't see the volume. London Open can give volume. Yeah, I expect some downside volume from now though. I'm watching this level that we keep tapping here. If we get above this, I'm gonna manage. Trades are valid if 5 closes bullish, yeah, but it can't close bullish back in the range. It has to close bullish like this. It's like a thunderstorm. We need to break this low down here. I'm gonna move stop loss to this high. It shouldn't need to break this high now, about 9 pips stop loss. Now that we broke the lows. Nice. Oh, I don't like that rejection there. That's very interesting rejection. I'm gonna watch this 1 minute range. It's reacting off this. So we need to get something below it. Nice. Beautiful. Sweet. We're running in about, I think 11 pips of profit, 12 maybe? Yeah, 12 pips of profit there. See if we can get a little bit more out this trade. Original stop was about 25, so see if we can get that 25 out of the trade. Would be nice to get a 1-to-1 here. Just need the volume. Let's go gold. Before the 1 hour close here, I'm gonna move stops to break even. I don't see a reason losing this trade right now, so stop's gonna be break even. If the 1 hour quickly makes a top wick, I might mental break even, meaning that I allow it to tap my entry, because my entry is basically a retest spot. My entry is a retest spot. The only level I might consider closing early at is key level 10. Key level 10, we might have reaction sometimes at key levels. But you can see it's basically really where my TP is supposed to be. It's just literally next to it. So let's see if we can tap that before the hour. And let's go. Heavy rejection before the hour open here. So we need to survive the 1 hour top wick. So a total of 19 pips in this position. 19 pips so far we had. All right, here's the top wick. Ooh. Gonna allow this to tap my entry. I'm gonna allow this to tap my entry. So I'm manually gonna close just because there's no bottom wick. I trust no bottom wick. Because this can flip here. I don't want to get caught out early. So I'm going to allow it to tap and then see what happens. Okay. Okay, that's tapped my entry now. So can we start to flip? Can we start to flip? Nope. All right, out BE there, guys. Out BE. I took it out BE. We didn't flip. It's just the way I manage my trade. It's hard because you don't want to be... I mean, it's hard to time this. It's hard to time this. So I took it out BE. It might flip now, but personally, I took out BE. Maybe I should have waited a second more, but, you know, it's very hard to time, especially on the second push-up. I allowed it to tap my entry. It rejected. Then it pushed up again. But trade is still valid. I would say trade is still valid till it breaks this high. Trade is still valid till it breaks this high. You know? But it just caught me, I think, with a bit of spread there and stuff like that. But definitely, if I was still in, I would basically just say if it breaks this high, I'm out. Because it needs to respect this high now. But it's valid, the trade still. But we'll see what happens. I'm just going to journal it. If it breaks the high here, then 100% no way I could have survived this trade, even if I was being really relaxed with risk management. But we're going to see in the after effect. The only thing that keeps me confident that this trade's still going to work is no bottom wick. I really do think that that's going to be something that allows this trade to easily play out. If there was a bottom wick, then I feel more confident about my B, but decision was made. I can't change the decision. I'm happy with it. You know, did give it a shot. We saw 20 pips. If you guys managed to secure some profits, well done. I was looking for just 5 pips extra. Yeah, look, I would have been out 100% break even here. So, no escaping that. But hey, I'm not going to close my trade early if there's no reason to do so. I really didn't see any reason for me to try not to hold for a little 5 pips more to get my 1-to-1. And everything looked clean. We didn't even tap this zone here. So I'm happy at this shot. I'm happy with this position. That's it. That's it for me. I don't think I'll change much about this trade. This was obviously more of a riskier trade, selling the lows. You know, we could expect less volume here, but gold sometimes likes to push. Now, my only question is should I have closed earlier because I'm selling the lows? But then what is my closing signal? What did I tap? Yeah, we tapped this 5 here, but we started to push below it. So my closing signal would have to maybe be a bullish 1 minute close, but that's the open candle. Sometimes you want to give it a chance. Only way I survive this is no break even. Just management stop loss. Remember, we had the stop loss here. But in these risky positions where I'm selling lows after already a decent push, You want to be more on the aggressive side. Long term, it's going to really keep you safe in these markets. But that's the position analysis. Overall, I'm happy with it. Wouldn't really change much. Pretty simple position, to be honest. If you guys managed to secure at 19 pips, some people said they managed to secure. So, well done if you did. For me, it wasn't enough. But if it was for you, then that's fine. It's a clean trade. Plan followed through. If it's a flip, there is any re-entry? No, that's silly trading. That's just stupid trading, because why would you enter all the way down here? Why not just hold the original position? Why would you not hold the original position if your plan is to try get in later? That's my question to you. Just don't go break even. Hold the management stop loss. So if you're happy, because imagine selling down here. If you sell here on the flip and put stop loss above here, now you're risking 23 pips again with a range that's even smaller. So how does that logically make sense? Right? So if you're going to do that, just hold the original position with stop loss and accept you take a managed loss. Original stop loss was 25 pips. This stop loss here was 9.7. You're already more than halving your stop loss. You will lose 0.4%, 0. Whatever percent. Oops, what's this? Did I take a screenshot? Let's take a screenshot. I will write if it's a correct break-even or not. We don't know yet if it's a correct break-even, if the trade played out, or if it started to come to management stop loss. Took my break-even, took the entry at here, which was 1150. Yeah, that's a nice candle. That no bottom wick was definitely a plus here, but I just took myself out break even. Like I said, the only reason I trust this trade is no bottom wick. You can hold it for sure. It's up to your plan. Only reason for holding is no bottom wick for sure. Definitely valid here. Like I said, I do trust my own trades. But I just be honest with what I clicked. You know, now I would be, for me, I would be break even now once it rebroke the low. Like, I think if I wasn't break even before, especially after this structure is created, I don't see a reason not to be break even now. Doesn't make sense for me not to be. Because now there's a bottom wick made, it's grabbing liquidity. I don't want to be part of a deeper pullback, right? So, unless you fully trust the idea, then you just leave stop loss at management, I guess. You lose something on this. That's the only way. But I love having the option where you don't have to lose anything. That's a lot better. DAX doing some interesting stuff. Let's see what DAX is doing. How big is these stops? 52 points for 26. Ah, it sucks. Hopefully the next 5-minute candle closes below. That will also be the 15-minute close. I'd be interested in that. Full range is how much? Basically the full range really ends here at this last area here, which is this here. 53. The full range is a 1-to-1. The full range. It's closing too deep now anyways, so I want some more confirmation. I think 1 minute has no pullbacks. Oh, it does have one here. Stop would be above that. Oh, wow. Last second close back in the range. This is why you wait for close. Look at that. That's nasty. That's nasty. Back inside the range. Last second. So yeah, I'm definitely waiting for the next 5. How's gold doing? I think, look, man, no matter what I did today, I think high chance I'd be out break even unless I survive that wick there. But definitely a higher chance to be break even. I would have survived the bottom wick. Once price made a bottom wick, I would trust that it would respect that. And we would continue to flip to TP just for an extra 5 pips more. I mean, that's what I'm asking for here is 5 pips to get to my key level target. Yeah, so I would have been out break even. There's no chance I survive today. I'm gonna consider this as a correct break even for me. Correct break even for me. So nice to see that my break even actually was not bad. What has GJ done? Absolutely nothing. And DAX, look how important that close is, right? Last second that candle close changes everything. Hopefully this 5 gives structure next close below. Yeah. Even if the 5 close below would be good because 15 would close below as well. What's this 1 minute candle? I'm glad we got out. Yeah, right? Look at this, guys. Look at this. Holy shit. It was definitely a correct break even. I'm glad we're not in. I'll tell you that much. That would be really annoying if you were holding this trade and this shit comes out of nowhere. Could you imagine? But it's a clean shot. I think it's definitely worth the shot. And it shows you how powerful management can be. Management can be very powerful because you lose nothing and you give yourself, I mean, many people can close. If I just wanted win rate, I could have closed at 20 pips. 20 pips is great, right? Oh, I made 20 pips today. But, you know, I'm chasing targets, right? I'm chasing targets. Could be worth it here in about 36 seconds. Let's see how it closes though. Remember last second it could close above. I've seen that. Oh man, it's pushing deep now. How much difference is that? 5 points, not that bad. Let's do some measuring. 40 points, 42 to here. I don't know. No top wick at the moment. Ah, it's done. Yeah, broke the low, no top wick, not my entry. It was tight anyways, but no top wick, that's no entry for me. Especially with no pullbacks. Especially with no pullbacks. Top wick on broker you had? Yeah, I did have one on broker, yeah. But would you have been able to get in at, because mine gapped down, mine gapped down. Mine gapped down, so if I entered, I'd probably be entered somewhere here. Somewhere maybe like here. I mean, if you had top wick, but at the end of the day, I don't think it's even worth risk to reward so much here. You know, what are we looking like? Say you get entered here. What, you know, you're looking for max target 40, and look, now you get out break even or what? What do you do with that? I'd be uncomfortable. Tap previous 4-hour support. You probably go previous 4-hour support break even. Makes it tough, you know. Now you're out break even. So I don't like that position too much. Especially that we don't have 5-minute structure here. It's straight 5-minute candles closing down. If this 5-minute close bullish, next close below, it's different. We can rely on that to protect. Also, we would have smaller stop loss. I'm not seeing anything on GJ. Gold, we gave it a shot. I think that needs some time, you know. Does it make sense to interpret a small wick during an aggressive move that's a sign momentum on hold and wait for price to reach significant resistance before initiating a reversal trade towards support? It's very hard to time that. Very, very, very hard to time it. It's like so random, you know, because sometimes it doesn't come, then sometimes you target the wrong one, and then since it never broke a low, you know, then you don't have that confirmation, ends up being a fake out. Like imagine this is a clean scenario. Imagine you were buying the top wick of this candle here, right? So you know, you get screwed in that type of scenario. Like on a daily, it's tough. I don't have enough data to tell you accurately. Yeah, for me it's pretty much, I'm not seeing anything at the moment here. I think we need to wait. DAX is tough. It's tough with the way it gave us the close. Gold, we gave a great shot today. I think a lot to learn from today's gold trade. Reselling right now is going to be a bit difficult until you get proper closures on 15 and stuff. Then you can maybe look for reselling opportunities. Otherwise, I think the shot we gave was valid. I wish it gave us an earlier entry. We would have had enough volume probably to get a 1-to-1 instead of waiting for that extra 5 pips. But hey, I'm never going to complain at a trade pushing 20 pips in profit and me following my plan and it playing out. Like, how can I go wrong at that? My job as a trader is to do the best as I can, and that's exactly what I did. I got in a profitable position. I managed it very well. Halfway through the position, I moved stop loss to a safe place. We got in 20 pips of profit. If I decide not to take there because I have certain rules that determine that that is not even a zone I need to consider, then I will do that, because I really thought the 10 level can tap, because I'm targeting supports. Maybe I missed a level, but 1 hour was clean here. 4 hour looks very clean here. Yeah, there's no reason I don't see us at that moment to go down. Plus, I can't really manage on 1 minute when 1 minute candle just closes already and eats up 6 pips of my profit, because now I'm only taking a trade which is worth 11 pips. So I'm gonna make, you know, like 0.35%, 0.4%. It's nothing, man. You know, I take one loss, I'm down 0.7, 0.6, you know, makes no sense. So best chance is if I closed exactly at the wick for 20 pips. But hey, what is my reason? Actually, it's 18 pips. You know, what is my reason? What is my reason to close here? That's the question. And that's it. So that's the analysis. Appreciate you all. I'm going to show up tomorrow, hopefully. Catch you guys on stream. Make sure you leave a like, subscribe before you leave. Have a great day, guys. And let's see if something else pops up a little bit later. Solid shot this morning. You can see DAX struggling to continue down. I think I probably would have just got out break even if I was in, as I wouldn't really trust it without structure. So yeah, most of the charts just, you know, pushing a bit deep, but hey, at least we got a shot, and that's part of trading, is you give it a shot. If you are happy with the 20 pips, then good. You know, this is a win for you. So take care all, trade sharp, and hopefully catch you guys very soon. All right, peace, much love, peace.